The FIBA World Cup officially starts today, and according to oddmakers, a New York Knicks star apparently has one of the best chances to take home that FIBA MVP award. We're going to break down who that Knicks star is and what their odds are. We're also going to take a look at Immanuel Quickley, who is continuing to put in work this offseason and was recently spotted working out with a legend. We're going to break down all of this and so much more today. Let's get started. Jalen Brunson apparently is one of the favorites to win the FIBA MVP award. Now, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you're very happy to hear this news because anytime you can hear the word MVP associated with a New York Knicks player, it's got to make you happy. And according to Sports Illustrated, Brunson broke out on another solid run in the Americans' 5-game exhibition lead-up to the tournament, which will mark his first tour with the national senior team. Odd makers at BetOnline have high hopes for his maiden voyage, as the point guard currently holds the second best chance to win the tournament's MVP award at 11-2. So Jalen Brunson, among all active participants in the FIBA World Cup, has the second best odds to take home the MVP award. That is a major announcement and major news. There are such great names playing in FIBA, not only for Team USA, but for Team Canada, France, Spain, Germany. I could keep going. There are legitimate players on all of these teams. For Jalen Brunson to be the second most favored player among all participants who are active right now to win that MVP award says something. It says something about Jalen Brunson. It says something about his game. But it also says the level of respect he commands among everybody in FIBA. That says something. And it matters to me because Jalen Brunson didn't have to be there. It could have been 100 of other players who were in that spot. But Jalen Brunson was the one who made it there. And I'm so proud to see that and hear that. And you know what? I agree with them. Jalen Brunson, if you've watched the exhibition games like I have, you can clearly see it. He has been a leader and a general on that floor, but also he's just been one of the most efficient and best players on the floor when he's out there. There's a reason that Team USA's head coach and Steve Kerr called Jalen Brunson a natural leader, called him officially the starting point guard, and more or less stated that in nearly all of the practices that he commanded and did, Jalen Brunson was nearly out there with every single rotation. What does that mean? It means Jalen Brunson is your go-to guy. It's the guy you go to in late game situations when you need that bucket or you need somebody to get something going. And that level of trust, not only in Steve Kerr, but Steve Kerr and what he represents as a championship level coach. That says a lot about Jalen Brunson. So I love seeing this and I love hearing this as a New York Knicks fan. And I think Jalen Brunson absolutely can win it. He is definitely up there in terms of a favorite to win that award. But I know what you're asking me. If he's second, then who's first? Great question. Well, if you've been watching the games for Team USA, this really shouldn't come as any surprise at all. Is Anthony Edwards. According to Sports Illustrated, only American teammate Anthony Edwards has better odds, as his 2-1 tops all participants. Team USA reps, though, sweep the top 5 spots, with Brandon Ingram 8-1, Tyrese Halliburton 9-1, and Mikal Bridges 10-1, following behind them. OKC star SGA is the top-rated non-American, posting 12-1 odds for Team Canada. Team USA is dominant. Top 5 of all MVP candidates are rounded out by Team USA. What does that tell you? It tells you that Team USA got some beasts on our team. It tells you that Team USA is one of the favorites to win it all and take it home And absolutely that is true. The odd makers is basically proven that as well. If you take a look here, opening odds favor all active Knicks participants to move on to the knockout tournament round in their respective groups. Brunson's Americans, who also includes Josh Hart, is a heavy favorite in Group C at 1 to 22 / negative 2200, ahead of Greece 8 to 1, New Zealand 40 to 1, and Jordan 80 to 1, while Barrett's Canadians 5 to 6 / minus 120 edge out Fournier's French 1 to 1 in Group H, beating out Latvia 18 to 1 at Lebanon 150 to 1. What this tells me is basically what I said earlier. Team USA has some beasts, some monsters, some great caliber players, and some players that everybody respects. And that's why Team USA is so heavily favored, not only to dominate their group, but to move on and potentially take and win it all. They are so loaded in terms of everything that they need, and they have exactly what they need. Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson Jr., and I could keep going with the amount of talent that they have that I didn't even name. There's so many other players. The Team USA roster is loaded, so there is nothing surprising me at all with these odds. The only thing that shocked me a little bit was Brunson being second on that list behind Anthony Edwards in terms of the running for MVP. That was more or less the only thing that shocked me. But does it shock me to see Team USA so heavily favored in the World Cup? No, because of the talent that they have. Team USA all the way. I think Team USA is going to do very, very well. I don't know about dominate. We have to have some respect for these teams, but I think Team USA is absolutely going to go undefeated, beat every single team they go up against, and absolutely win it all. Let's go Team USA! Immanuel Quickley has been seen working out with Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, one of the most lethal shooters we've ever seen, better known as Chris Jackson. And if you hear Shaquille O'Neal talk about this man, it was like watching God play point guard. That's how good he was. Now, those are Shaq's words, not mine. It just goes to the level of what an NBA great like Shaq says about this man. And according to New York Basketball on Twitter, you can see here Immanuel Quickley training with the lethal shooter in Abdul-Rauf. And you can see him sitting there, still looking in great shape, still looking all stoic, but especially you see Immanuel Quickley working on that jumper, working on that shot. Do you see his vertical though? Is it just me? Pull that up again. Do you see his vertical? Look how high he's jumped. That's crazy. Is he jumping higher? Has he always jumped that high, or is that a little bit higher than he used to jump? Because it looks like he's jumping just a little bit higher. And I'm not mad at that at all, especially if he helps his game and gets better at shooting because he's doing that. Absolutely. Please keep on doing it. I don't know about you guys, but watching my New York Knicks players, my young boys and Quentin Grimes, especially Immanuel Quickley, working so hard this offseason, but not only that, working on things that they actively need to work on, and working on things that maybe they're already touted as being quote-unquote good with, they're still working on. Because Quickley and Grimes were said to be very good shooters. But during the offseason, what are they working on? Shooting. Because they need to be better, and they know that. Immanuel Quickley for sure, and especially Quentin Grimes. So I love seeing both of them taking that initiative and taking it seriously and working on the things that they need to work on for their games, especially IQ. IQ has been one of the most consistent people in terms of working out this offseason for the New York Knicks. His body looks crazy good. He looks like he's in great shape right now. But not only that, his game looks so much more fluid, so much more polished. His jump looks so much more better. His shot still looks good, but maybe just a little bit better. Everything he's doing is to improve and get his game to a level where he can help the New York Knicks thrive. And he wants to do that even more than he did last season. And I'm sure he wants to do that as soon as the season starts versus working his way up to that level like he more or less did last season. If you believe the rumor going around right now about Immanuel Quickley potentially being traded by the New York Knicks, then IQ playing very well only benefits him because it increases his value and increases the chances and likelihood that he potentially gets traded to a team that can more utilize his services at point guard. Seeing Immanuel Quickley work out with legends like this tells me that he's serious about his game, serious about his craft, but not only that, he wants to take his game to the next level. He understands he struggled in the playoffs. He wants to make another appearance there and get better. He wants to thrive on this Knicks team or whatever team he's on, and he wants to make the team he's on that much better. And him working out with legends like this is that step for him to make whatever team he's on extremely good. And right now, that team is the New York Knicks, and I gotta say, I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.